Shalom Yasharala. All praise the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. Za'akam khara wa tazaya ban Yashala. It's your brother Karat Tazaya ban Yashala. I just want to get this video started off saying, all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Yabrakam Yahweh Basham Shagal Shai, Wakal Mashbakakam, and all your families. I want to give a salute, man, to my brother Malachi Maccabee, man, and to the order of Melchizedek. I pray everybody can hear me okay. I pray that the microphone is going well. All right. This is going to be a really short reading. I noticed it's a windy day, so I'm hoping that the wind isn't too much of an interruption. So what we try to do is we try to read Psalms pretty much regularly. There's been a few days that I haven't read Psalms publicly on live. All right, so today is a new day. All right, give me, I said give me, I got to read it. So let me give a salute. All right. Can't post comments on some destinations right now. Okay. So we got our StreamYard finally up and running and operating to where now, it's official, we're subscribers. So we're streaming now to Facebook, streaming to YouTube, streaming to iTitle Knowledge. So salute to iTitle Knowledge and that specific Facebook channel to where you can find more information about this truth and activities. I'm hoping the wind isn't too much. It's kind of just like a trial video, as y'all can see. Like my camera's tilting over and stuff. It's Most High is pretty powerful, man. Well, pretty all powerful. So we're still in Chiapas, beautiful mountains all around us. I actually started this video a lot earlier, and I kept stopping it. I kept stopping it. But just real quick, I want to do my due diligence, my obligation to the community, to the family, and reading the scriptures. Usually won't find too much contention, arguing, backbiting, gossiping, whispering. You won't find a lot of that here with me specifically, just because it's not really my thing. If I have a subject that I don't like pertaining to a person, then I'll speak on that, But as far as having a lot of contention, I'm just not with it. All right, so today I'm just going to do a real quick reading of Psalms. I hope so. We try to keep these videos under 1 hour. So far, we're at 2 minutes, 20 seconds. All right, so we're going to get it started. Today is the 21st day of the so-called Gentile, Gregorian, Babylonian. Yeah, it's pretty windy. Ah, man. I'm sorry to hear that. The waterfall let me know, Aliyah Shabbat, man. Yo, shalom. Yo, the Most High bless you, Prince. Yeah, it is pretty windy, isn't it? All right, so you know what? I think I might just start this video over. I'll try to do it real quick and then just do another version of it. Again, apologizing for the wind. I can't do that about that. You know what? Let's try this. All right. So I took the headphones off. Let me know how's the sound, okay? So is it still windy sounding? All right. I hate stopping broadcasts and starting over. Like, I hate that. But if it's something I can't do about it, it's like, yo, I don't have control over the wind. All right. So if it's still windy, let me know. All right. Shalom. Most High bless you, Prince. All right. Yabrakakah Yahweh Basham Shagal Shai. Aliyah Shabai. Shalom Lakah. Not only am I going to be going into the reading of the Psalms, but I am going to be reading about a common thing that we all have to go through, which is life and death, life and death, So, but before I get into my own, I just wanted to, do my obligation, do my job. All right. So how's that? Is it still windy? I think it was the microphone, because this is a really good headphone set. This is actually for Xbox One, but so it's got a great microphone on it, man. I'm not even mad about it. You get these at Walmart, I like Bluetooth. Excuse me, I don't like Bluetooth. I actually like corded, man. So it's a really good headphone set. All right, so I haven't got any comments. Oh, better now. Okay, all praise. That's all I need to know. Okay, so with that being said, bear with me, y'all. Usually if I'm going through something, I usually take 2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 days, maybe 2 to 4 days to actually process it. Like if I get really upset, I don't act right then. If I get really upset, sometimes people won't even know I'm upset, or if I get sad, you might see it, you might not. If you really know me, you'll be like, hey, what's going on with you, brother? And then it'll take me a couple days to talk about it. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this discussion on on life, death. I'm gonna give my daughter's testimony. I'm gonna give my own testimony, and if anybody would like to assist or donate, what we want to do is we want to get, his name is Priest Kahan. We want to get Priest Kahan to come and do our burial for my grandson. We don't want to leave our bodies of our children into the hands of the oppressors, because the things that they do to our bodies, they decimate our bodies, they disrespect our bodies. Even I myself, I don't want to be buried or, left into the hands of these damn Gentiles, man. They take out our organs, they put PVC pipes and metal, copper, and all different type of foreign objects inside of our bodies, and then the outside of us look like, oh, okay, well, he's dead, he's painted up. But the fact of the matter is, if you could see inside of the body of the man or the woman, or the child for that matter, which there's scriptures on our children also, if you could see the inside of our bodies, you would scream. If you knew what they did to our bodies once our bodies were actually, prepared for a funeral, it would make you scream. So I encourage everybody to get in touch with LOZ. It's called Light of Zion in Florida, the Hebrew Burial Society. Okay. I don't believe in cremation. I'm not burning. No, no. For what? For what? No, because it costs less. Why you think it costs less? See? And then they still take all of our organs out anyways, man. So, but not only that, man, you heard me right, when I said they actually put PVC and copper and metal and stuff like that inside of our bodies, man. So I would prefer not to. All right. Greatly appreciate it. How about but let's do the Father's business right now, and then once that's done, then we'll come back to it. All right. So bear with me if my voice is a little shaky, if my eyes get a little watery or something like that, I just keep thinking. Okay. All right. So starting off today is beautiful. Psalms chapter 21 is so wonderful because it's a prayer for deliverance. You literally can't make this stuff up. So you yourself might be having, your own thing that you may be going through. All right. The most important thing is that Yahweh is in control of everything. All right. The Most High is in control of whether, we wake or whether we don't wake. I can just keep going there. So I'm gonna start reading. All right. And one of the reasons that we do StreamYard is because I like the feature of doing screen share. Okay, so let's get it cracking. So let's get started. We're gonna start our screen share, and I already have my scriptures pulled up, which is just basically today we're just gonna be doing one. All right, we're gonna be reading from Psalms chapter 21. And for those of you that know me, I know I like reading off Blue Letter Bible. Reason being is because I like using Blue Letter Bible for its research tools. All right. There's other websites, Bible Hub. There's another one I just recently found out called the Step Bible, which has a lot of good information in it. From what I've been told, it's like one of the best Bible study tools. So I haven't started using it yet. So for right now, I'm going to stick to this. And if anybody would like to read along, it's up here for you to see. All right, so let's get started. So Psalms chapter 21, we're going to start at verse 1. And it says, to the chief musician, all right, a psalm of David. The king shall joy in thy strength, O Yahweh, and in thy salvation, how greatly shall he rejoice. Thou hast given him his heart's desire, and hast not withholden the request of his lips. Selah. For thou preventest him with the blessings of, preventest him with the blessings of goodness. Thou settest a crown of pure gold upon his head. He asked life of thee, and thou gavest him, even length of days forever and ever. His glory is great in thy salvation. Honor and majesty hast thou laid upon him. We're in verse 6. The mercy make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger, and Yahweh shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee, and imagined a mischievous device, which when they were not able, which they are not able to perform. Verse 12, Psalms chapter 21 and verse 12. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy strings against the face of them. Be thou exalted, O Yahweh, in thine own strength. So will we sing and praise thy power. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. All praise the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. This is our Psalms chapter 21 reading for the day. And as y'all know, the way that we do is we read the Psalms first. After we read it, we go back through, we explain it, we break it down. Occasionally, I'll have it. For those of you that's watching for the first time, you know, Shalom. What we usually do is I'll have an Ode of Solomon pulled up, which is like a Song of Solomon. Some people don't study or read the Ode of Solomon. Well, I personally do. All right. So I'll read Ode of Solomon, chapter 21, Psalms chapter 21, Proverbs chapter 21. You feel me? And I'll keep it in that pattern. Ecclesiasticus chapter 21. And usually, you know, I'll keep it in that pattern. You see a great joy. I try to start off a lot earlier. This is kind of like later in the morning for me, you know, but bear with me. You know, I got a few things that I'm working with. Okay. As we all do. So usually what we'll do is we'll read and then we'll go back through and then we'll break down, just discuss it. We'll do what's called a madrash. All right, a madrash. We'll sit back. We'll talk about it. We'll consider these things of the Most High. All right. And then what did the Most High say for you? All right. So for you men of Israel, for you women of Israel, you kings of Israel. All right. We got to take this into consideration. 1 Kings chapter 2. All right. Let's pull that up real quick. All right. 1 Kings, chapter 2. So what I do is I type in the script I'm looking for, and then of course I type in KJV for King James Version, but then you'll see right here it says BLB. BLB stands for Blue Letter Bible. All right, you don't have to use Blue Letter Bible. I like to use it, and again, the reason being is because once you pull up Blue Letter Bible, I like the way that the study tools are set up. Okay, I like to study. Not only do I like to study, I like to know details. So one of the first things that I do whenever I pull up Blue Letter Bible is I automatically open up the Strongs. If I'm doing a search, you click on that Strongs box right there, and then something really cool will happen. It'll open up another window, and when it opens up the window, boom, y'all see this? Now you might not have noticed it, so let me go back just in case you missed it. Okay, when you open up the Strongs, whenever you're doing a search, all right, doing a study, if you notice, look at the scripture. You see how it says 1 Kings chapter 2 verse 1. Right, 1 Kings chapter 2 verse 1, and it reads, now the days of David drew nigh that he should what? That he should die. All right, man, I actually didn't even mean to go into this yet. Saw the Holy Spirit. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying, all right, so watch this. Whenever you go to a Blue Letter Bible, I just wanted you all to see the verse. Whenever you go to Blue Letter Bible, you can hit this button that says Strongs, okay? So Strongs gives you a breakdown of every word that's been written in the scriptures. So since we activated our Strongs now, all right, you see the boxes check marked, okay? This does look differently if you use the Blue Letter Bible app. Y'all bear with me, man. I got some things, man. So it does look differently if you're using the app. You know, I encourage everybody just go to the website. For me, the website is better. But if you notice now, when we read 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 1, it says, now the days, and then it has this number that you can click on of David, and then there's a number, drew nigh, there's a number, that he should die. There's the number. And he charged Solomon, his son, saying, see, so what Strongs does is it opens up all of these different words to where you can research what the word means while you're reading. Now, if it doesn't bother you and you're okay with reading words and numbers next to words and numbers, you like, yeah, I can overlook that, then it'll work for you. Me, numbers and words really don't go good together. You know, I like to have mine separate, you know, so numbers and words I like to keep separate. long story short, so when you're using Blue Letter Bible, this is a great tool to be able to do. Let me make sure that the stream is okay. Hallelujah, all praise. So I like to keep these videos, like I said, under an hour. All right, so I'm going to turn off the Strongs, and that's for all you studiers that like to come and look, you know, and break down words. Matter of fact, let's leave it on for now. All right, so let's go through it again. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should what? That he should die. Now, if I want to know what the word or this specific word is in Hebrew, I just click on the word, and the H at the beginning of it stands for Hebrew. So it's Hebrew matah, mat. All right, what, man. All right. So let's see what the word muat or mat for an ibadiath is for die. All right. So this word is used 442. Ain't that a family number? 424 times. All right, for die, for dead, to slay, death, surely kill, dead man, dead body, in no wise. And then it's used miscellaneously 10 times. All right. So if you want to look up any word in Hebrew, I'm gonna skip this right now, man. I'm gonna skip this right now. If you want to look up any word in ibadiath, that's the best way to do it. All right. And again, I'm gonna stick to the script because I really want to stay on point. But and it's so crazy because this one brother, he called me a fast talker. He's like, that brother Isaiah Yasha'Allah is a fast talker, and I was like, I'm not slow, bro. Like when I talk, the Most High gives me things to say. You can't be mad about that. Like precepts come to my head, things that I've studied. You know, study to show thyself approved. So as I'm reading that, I'm like, yeah, man, I should go here. No, I should stick to the script. So watch this, men and women of Israel. We're gonna read 1 Kings chapter 2. And we're gonna start at verse 1. All right. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged his son Solomon, saying, verse 2, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a what? Show thyself a man. All right. And these are the words that I like to say to my son-in-law. All right. You know, I can get into that another time. But every man of Israel, every son-in-law, every man of Israel, this is how you show yourself a man. You don't show yourself a man by being a brute, by being a Bill Street bully, which was the stupidest thing ever. The word bully means prostitute protector. It literally means whoremonger. It does go into also being one that comes up against others that are weaker than you. But the first definition of bully, it stood for boy lover. So I said, bully? You guys are bullies? Well, that sucks. I actually hate bullies. I don't like bullies. I was the one who would beat up bullies in school. Why are you picking on people? So that's a whole nother story. So look at the definition of bully and then Bill Street bully. And it's like, that's dumb. All right. Great beat. Really catchy tune. But it's against your own people. So you suck. All right. Dang, man, I might be going into a different zone. So let's go back to this. 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 3. This is what we're told to do. All right. So ye men of Israel. All right. Look at this. Ye men of Israel. All right. These are the words of our great king, King David. This is how we're told to show ourselves to be a man. Keep the charge of Yahweh, thy Elohiah. Watch this. To walk in his ways, keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies as in written in the law of Mashah, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whether so thou turnest thyself. I'm going to say this right now. This is the only way to show yourself a man. All right. To be firm in the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Don't break his law, statutes, and commandments. All right. If you already breaking his law, statutes, and commandments, then you're showing yourself not to be a man. All right. I found out a man has nothing to do. Being a man has nothing to do with our financial status. I had money. I was broke. I've learned how to be with both. I've been back with having money. I was broke. I've learned how to be best with both. I've learned how to be best in poverty. I've learned how to be, I can operate with shekels. That's easy. What do we need to do? Okay. Nah, man. I don't got that right now, man. I'm gonna drink this water. I'm depending on the Most High. No champagne for me today. No Manischewitz today. Okay. All right. The size of our what we think is masculinity, you know.
All of these things have nothing to do with actually being a man, but walking in his ways, keeping his statutes. How did the Most High tell us to dress, eat? How did he tell me to govern my household? All right. You women of Israel, you're not a woman just because you may have more money than a man. That's just a part of the curses. The Most High said, and I shall do a new thing in the earth, and the woman shall encompass the man. It was a curse that the Most High put the woman in the front. Your man is supposed to lead. Go back to Proverbs chapter 31, and you'll find out, woman, you're supposed to do everything. You want to find out the financial responsibilities of a man? Give your finances to your man. All right. That's his financial responsibility, is to lead you, just like Abraham led Sarah. When King Abimelech salty because he saw we sporting. When Abimelech I remember it from the verse. When Abimelech got salty because he seen Abraham and Sarah sporting, Abimelech gave 5,000, 50,000 pieces of gold, silver, pieces of silver shekels to Sarah for Abraham's sake, and it was turned over to Abraham. So it's not your status that actually makes you a man or a woman. It's you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. But watch this. Also his judgments. But watch this. Also his testimonies. So for all you Israelites that only believe in the so-called Old Testament, and you don't believe in you only believe in the so-called Old Testament, but you don't believe in the testimonies, like as in the one that will come who will be put to death for us, Yahawashi and Mashiach proved itself to be. All right. If you don't believe in the testimonies, then you're not really showing yourself to be a man, brother. You're not showing yourself to be a man, sister. A woman, sister. All right. So as it is written in the law of Mashai, and remember, Yahawashi said, if you believe in the laws of Moses, how can you not believe in me? For he wrote of me. See? So this is our standard. All right. This is the standard that our grandfather gave us before he passed away. All right. Keep the charge of Yahweh to walk in all his ways. All right. To keep his statutes, his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as is written in the law of Mashah, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest. See? And whether thou turnest thyself. Verse 4, that Yahweh may continue his word which he spake concerning me, saying, if thy children, and this is where my part comes in, if my sons, if my daughters, I want y'all to understand something. Just because a person start having sex don't make them a grown-up. You women stop giving children liberty. You men stop giving your children too much liberty. All right. Keep your children in straightly. And women, don't turn away from your husbands. Children, don't turn away from your parents. Look, the Most High commands us. He said, if thy children take heed to their way, take heed to your own way. All right. Make sure that you, young man, you, young woman, are keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments to walk before me in truth with all their heart and with all their soul. There shall not fail thee, he said, a man on the throne of Yashar Allah. Now, as we read down verse 5 around through verse 9, we see King David give the judgments of forgiving, giving pardons. You want to talk about pardons? Trump giving 100 pardons. So what? Trump pardon Lil Wayne. What? This world backwards. All right, we'll get into that again. Here's the point. I got my own video I got to do later. Okay, let me stick to the script. Okay, whole lot of stuff to say. Here's the point, ye men and women of Israel. This is why the king is happy. This is why the king was happy. King Solomon, he kept the Most High's law, statute, commandments, his judgments. He kept the testimonies until he fell off from the way and started worshiping false deities. It wasn't even about him having Gentile women. You can have sex, brother. You listen, if we go to war and then you find a woman and she's beautiful, it has to be in a time of war, and she's beautiful and you've done your duties of, and she's got to cut her nails, cut her hair, pair her nails, etc. Listen, there's laws on taking Gentiles. She doesn't become an Israelite wife. Well, some Israelite women are very good wives. The definition of wife is bitch. You can look it up for yourself. That's why I choose not to call the women that deal with me my wives unless they're misbehaving. Then I'll be like, you're a very good wife today. So they would become concubines, handmaidens. They would become servants amongst our community that would belong to whoever one specific man. We weren't allowed to make whores of them. We weren't allowed to prostitute them. Okay. And if I didn't take pleasure in her and she had to go to somebody else, it would be preferable if she went to a Gentile, not necessarily to an Israelite. Okay. Sell her off. Here's the point. The king was blessed in his days. And the reason, man, I just feel like if somebody put their hand on my shoulder, I'd probably just bust out crying right now, man. Like I'm really holding it together. All right, so I have my own moment, but right now ain't that, man. Like I just felt like my brother come up and just put his hand on my shoulder, man. That was a thought that I had, man. So this is what the king does. All right, the king keeps in mind the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and y'all keep in mind too, man. We all have our day, you know, and the Most High does. He does receive life, souls back to him at all ages. He doesn't make any mistakes. All right, and I actually have these scriptures pulled up, so I'm going to read these later. All right, we're going to be reading from Deuteronomy chapter 32 first. All right, showing that the Most High is the one who does all things, and then we're going to go into Ecclesiasticus. All right. Death is in the scriptures a lot, and we're also told not only how to handle death, but how to console others during the time frame of it. So today for me, tomorrow for thou. You know, yesterday for my brother, today for me. All right. So let's get back to this. So men, conduct yourself like men. All right. Conduct yourselves like women. Conduct yourselves like women. And this is how, listen, there's no possible way you can tell me that you're an Israelite, that you love the Most High, and you don't take the words of King David. All right. Malak Dawad on his deathbed, he told us what to do, ye men of Israel. All right. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die. So he charged. Now let's use our handy dandy. All right. Let's open up our Strongs again. I'm going to look at this word charged. All right. So as y'all notice, the screen just changed. When it changed, what we just did was we just activated our Strongs. And let me give a one West salute to the Order of Melchizedek. It was because of the Order of Melchizedek's love and consideration and compassion that we actually have the StreamYard up and running. They're the ones who sent the shekels for the subscription for us to be able to continue in this ministry. I stopped doing StreamYard because I had reached my limit. I did like 20 hours, something. And StreamYard, if you have a free subscription, they only let you do it for a certain amount of time. Well, now I can do it unlimitedly. So Tawada, thank you, Order of Melchizedek. Tawada, Malachi Maccabee, man, I greatly love you. Thank you for sending the alms. And the brother was like, yeah, bro, I want you to use this for the ministry. Y'all know Malachi got that real heavy voice and he draw out his words. So Yahoo, all right, much love, respect to the Order of Melchizedek. It didn't just come from Malachi Maccabee. It came from the whole family of the Order of Melchizedek. You know, Malachi Maccabee, he orchestrates wonderfully. All right. So let's go to this word real quick. And all y'all, man, if y'all don't know, man, get associated, man. Get to know. Shalom. Hola. So if you don't know, get to know the Order of Melchizedek. Get to know those who you labor amongst. Beautiful, man. That was a gift from the Most High. A little beautiful Zebulonite daughter came around the corner. Hola. All right, so let's look at this word real quick. All right, so now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged. The word charged, I body out this Hebrews 6680. So let's click on that while we learn together. All right, 6680. All right. All right. Now I'm still working on my modern. If this was in paleo, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's blah 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 blah. All right, so tzwa. Sometimes I get the za and the za, tzwa. All right. Sometimes I don't say the vav. This isn't the vav for me, but we can say vav, you know, and the reason being is because it's you know, when you're speaking in modern, you know, you really want to know how to use those pronunciations. You got to know how to read the street signs. How are you going to order from a restaurant if you don't understand the modern? How are you going to read the street signs to tell you how to get to Jerusalem or to get to Arad? You got to know. So this is the tzah, this is the wah, and this is the ha. Tzwa. All right. Now, we might have a different pronunciation. If there's any brothers, which there are plenty of brothers that are better at modern Hebrew than I am. So please help me with that. So tzwa. All right. Tzwa. All right. So the definition of tzwa is to command. So it says King David commanded him. Tzwa is used as charged 39 times. It's used as commanded 430 times. So this is not a suggestion. All right. So upon King David's deathbed, he commanded his son to keep the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, and the testimonies that are written in Moses. All right. Written in Mashah's writings. So he what? He appointed King Solomon. He bade him. He ordered King Solomon. It's used 3 times. Tzwa is used as commander 1 time, and it's used miscellaneously 4 times. This is why I like using Blue Letter Bible, because you go down, you can read beautiful birds here, man. Macaws, all type of beautiful birds that you hear here. All right. The Wadi Howard for sending them. Hallelujah. Very grateful. So King David, he did what? He commanded, charged, gave orders. See, You have to just be blatantly disrespectful to not do this. All right. Upon your father's deathbed, your father says, listen, keep the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Keep his ordinances that he gave to us and our family. All right. Keep his prophecies that he spoke on about the ministers that would come later. All right. And he did prophesy about other ministers coming. All right. Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is who our king is. All right. And Malak Dawad, he knew the prophecies, but then you find out that Masha, he knew the beginning of the world. He knew the end of the world. So we are a nation of prophets, kings, and priests. So listen to your Abba. That's one of the first commandments. Honor thy father and thy mother. Honor your father and your mother. All right. Starting to go into a different zone. So this is what the word sawah means. It means to lay upon. All right. To give charge, to command, to charge unto, to give charge over, to appoint, to give charge, to command, to charge, to command. See, it goes all the way down to commission. See, so there's no way around it. All right. Sawah. Now we're going to go to now we're going to go back to the scripture. All right. So anybody that's using Blue Letter Bible, we're just gonna back the screen back. Anybody that's learning how to use Blue Letter Bible, you know, I encourage you to. It's a wonderful tool. You might like Bible Hub. That's cool too. You know, everybody has their own taste. You know, this one works for me. All right. So what do we see upon our father's death is that he told us, he said, verse 2, he says, I go the way of all the earth. So there's nothing new under the sun. Okay. We all have to go the way of the earth. Now, the scriptures in Revelation says that there will be some who will not see death, but that's going to be the coming during the time of Mashiach Yahushua. So we have virgins that the Most High calls back. The scriptures tell us that the sun shines on the righteous and the just and the unjust alike. All right. I got a song stuck in my head, man. The song keep playing in my head, man. I'm trying to fight it back. So 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 2. He says, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. All right. You want respect from me and you want to be a part of my family. First of all, show yourself a man. All right. I don't think my hands ever going to diminish. Most High made me strong from when I was, and I'm stronger now. I'm stronger now than when I was younger because I got more skill. I got more technique. I got more knowledge on how to handle things. You know, when I was younger, I was dummy, just brute strength, just picking up people's refrigerators for no reason. I just go in the house and be looking and be like, yeah, I can pick that up. You can't pick that up. And then all the commodities fall out the refrigerator, be like, my bad, you know, and I was roguish, super roguish. The point is, this is how we show ourselves a man, is do what? 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 3. This is how you lead your family and keep the charge of Yahweh, thy Elohim, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies. Keep the Most High. We always say that, you know, law, statute, commandments. What about the judgments? What about the testimonies? Let's add two more letters to that acronym, you know. As is written in the law of Masha, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest. All right. So I'm gonna cease this for right now. I'm gonna go back to the book of Psalms chapter 19. Psalms chapter 21. What's our time frame looking like? I try to keep these videos up under an hour. We at 33 minutes right now. All right. Then usually once I get to that time frame, I'll keep the same system. Then once I come to that time frame, I'm cut off the video and then I'm gonna do a different one. All right. So Psalms chapter 21, it gives us, you know, the Most High's encouragement, you know, letting us know that he's our covering, he's our protector, he's the one that's going to destroy our enemies. He even tells us he's going to destroy our enemies' children. All right. Now, a lot of time when we read these scriptures, we do like to perceive that, well, this is talking about the wicked ones. This is talking about Gentiles. This is talking about Esau and how Esau does. Man, Abrahamic curse on Esau. Man, you got to be a low down, dirty, disgusting, nasty snake to know that you're putting poison inside of babies, to know that you're putting poison inside of old people. You got to be a low down, dirty dog to say, hey, listen, you can take this, but hey, you might die. Here's the risk. Here's the risk. Listen, I don't encourage anybody. I'm going in my own zone again. Let me come back. Psalms chapter 21, a praise of deliverance is what it's titled. Psalms 21. Now let's break this down. It reads, it seems like time is going super dummy slow for me. Usually these videos be over quick. Not today, Daddy. Psalm chapter 21, verse 1. The king The king shall joy in thy strength. O Yahweh, in thy salvation, how greatly shall he rejoice. Verse 2. Thou hast given him his heart's desire, and has not withholden the request from his lips. Selah. For thou preventest him with the blessings of goodness. So the Most High will keep you, as we just read in the book of 1 Kings. You can't miss it. 1 Kings chapter 2. All right, let's go back to it. Verse 1. 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 1 through verse 4. 1 Kings chapter 2, all right, verse 1 through verse 4 is the charge that we're given by our king, King David, telling us that he's going to go all the way of all men. All right. And then when you get down to verse 5, I'm trying to get it lined up for y'all because I love y'all so much. There we go. Bam, right there. Right there. He is going through the unimaginable. So by the greatness of the Most High, he's the one that'll keep you. By the greatness of the Most High, he is the one who kept King Solomon. All right. And King Solomon was obedient for a while. But then after he started being disobedient, then that's when the judgment started coming. All right. And then, of course, King David himself, he made a mistake, a terrible decision of having a man put to death, laying with another man's wife first. That's something to consider. Then having the man put to death. Then after he had the man put to death, you know, the Most High did what? The Most High took that child from that birth. Okay. So we all have judgments that we got to face. So we honor the Most High's judgments. And we'll see that the Most High will keep you. He guarantees he does. The same one that put the breath inside of your body is the same one that will take the breath out of your body. All right. The same one that, you know, the same one that judges the wicked is the same one that, you know, upholds the righteous. And this is what we see. All right. So Psalms chapter 21 for this day, verse 3. For thou preventest him with the blessing of goodness. Preventest means he'll keep you with the blessing of goodness. For thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head. Now, this goes literally into King Solomon, but also when we read the Ode of Solomon, we read about the spiritual crown that the Most High gave. The Most High put a crown upon my head. The Most High put a new garment upon me. All right. So you have your physical, but you also have your spiritual aspect. Verse 4. He asks life of thee, and thou gavest him even length of days forever and ever. His glory is great in thy salvation, honor and majesty thou hast laid upon him. So salvation, honor, majesty, all of these things come from the Most High. And the glory that we operate in, that we live, it's not of our own. So give all praise and honor to the Most High. Usually when somebody say the water to me, like somebody be like, oh yeah, the water, Ak. Well, one lesson I learned from my Zaquanium, from my elders, is whenever somebody says the water to me, I don't usually say Ayandabar. I might say it to a Gentile, you know, I might be like, oh yeah, man, Ayandabar, man, no worries, you know. But the majority of the time, because of the Most High's great glory that he put on me, I give honor back to him. So I'll say Thawada Yahweh. Somebody will say thank you to me. I'll say thank you, Yahweh. Hey, Thawada Ak, Thawada Yahweh. Or just walk away, Thawada Yahweh. So that's something that you can take on for your own family, for your own self. All right, somebody, well, how do you say thank you in Hebrew, Thawada? Toda. Well, how do you say you're welcome? Oh, Ayandabar, Ayandaver, Ayandabar. But why would I want to receive the welcome? Why would I want to receive the great? Why would I just give it back to the one who gave it to me? So usually when somebody says thank you to me, to my family, I usually say Thawada Yahweh right back. Verse 6. For thou made him most blessed forever. Thou hast made him exceeding glad with thy countenance. For the king trusteth in Yahweh, and through the mercy of the Most High, he shall not be moved. Let's stop right there. We're going to go to another Psalms, which is one of my favorite Psalms. Psalms chapter 15. Everybody that's screen sharing with us, peace. And we just read this Psalms the other day when we were going through our pattern. All right. So we're going to go to Psalms chapter 15. And as y'all, I didn't put in the keyword. My bad. Keyword is BLB, Blue Letter Bible. All right. Psalms chapter 15, Blue Letter Bible. And as we open it up, we're not going to open up the Strongs on this occasion. We're just going to zoom in so that everybody can see it very well for yourself. Psalms chapter 15, ye men of Israel, man. I encourage y'all to read this for yourselves, especially you women of Israel, because you might be finicky, you might be flip-floppy. You might have two different modes of operation. One day you cool, one day you not. One day you hot, one day you cold. All right. If you want to learn how to be consistent in the Most High, man, read this book right here. All right. So this is Psalms chapter 15. We're going to go to verse 4. Nope, verse 5. Psalms chapter 15, verse 5. And here we go right here. It says, no. Let's go to verse 4. All right. So why did we go to Psalms chapter 15, verse 4? All right. Let's go back to Psalms chapter 21, verse 7. Psalms chapter 21, verse 7 says, for the king trusteth in Yahweh, and through the mercy of the Most High, he shall what? He shall be moved. He shall be moved sometimes. He shall be moved at every wind, every doctrine, every emotional occasion that comes. No, he shall not be moved. All right. And that's a part of your wisdom, man. That's a part of your strength. All right. Is learning how to operate in the Most High and not be moved. Okay. All right. So let's go back to Psalms chapter 15. Sorry about the hiccup. Psalms chapter 15, verse 4. In whose eyes a vile person is contemned. All right, you'd have to read Psalms chapter 15, verse 1 through verse 3 to get that, but I'll give it to you real quick. It talks about a backbiter, a gossiper, a gainssayer, a wicked man, a wicked woman. The Most High says that type of person is contemned. All right, like I can't stand you. I really can't stand you. All right, because of the wickedness that you speak, the wickedness that you do. In whose eyes a vile person is contemned. But he, look at this, he honoreth them that fear Yahweh. Look, he that sweareth to his own hurt and change not. Don't ever say, why did the Most High? That is the dumbest thing that we can say. And I've said it before. I was in the middle of a field, being this small, yelling up at the sky. And then when I walked away, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty stupid for that. I was pretty dumb for saying that. You know, we are less, you know, than the size of we think like mitochondria is small. We think cells are small. You know, we are just mitochondria and cells in the grand scheme of just look up at the sky. See how big the Most High made the sky? How small are we? And he's bigger than the sky. So who you think you're yelling at? Who are we to say, why did he? So we receive his judgments, right? So the Most High says, he that sweareth to his own hurt and changeth not, he that putteth not out his money for usury, nor taketh reward against the innocent, he that doth these things shall never be moved. You see that? So if you want to learn how to stay consistent in the Most High, first, you got to go through the hurt. You got to go through the hurt, and you have to learn how to be still. Be strong in Yahweh. That's it. Be strong in Yahweh. All right? We have no physical strength. What I'm going to do? Drink myself to death because I'm sad? Smoke myself to death? Huh? It don't numb the pain, brother. It just makes you have, it's going to be harder for you to breathe later, and you may have some kidney or liver problems. So there's that. Definitely going to age yourself. All right. So the scriptures tell us, he that sweareth to his own hurt and change not, he that putteth not out his money for usury, nor taketh the reward against the innocent, he that doth these things shall never be moved. So stay diligent, stay consistent in the Most High. That's how you get that kingly ship. All right. That's how you get that strength. Okay. All right. So let me see. So let's go back to Psalms chapter 21. I got a lot of windows open right now, man. A lot of lessons, man. You know, I started off on one thing. I was like, yo, here goes a subject. I'm looking at this. This is from last week's Torah portion. And I can't wait to teach on this. You know, man's comings and goings of the Lord, right? All right, so let's get back to this. Let's finish this. All right. And then I'm going to take some time. You know, I'm going to refresh myself. And then the Most High's will make my face to shine. You know, I'm not about to be sitting here looking busted too much, man. I'm busted enough, man. I'm going to go make my face to shine and come back and teach. Psalms chapter 21, verse 7. For the king trusteth in Yahweh. See that? And through the mercy of the Most High, he shall not be moved. Stay still, brother. Stay consistent, sister. All right? Stay still. All right? What they say, when you've done all you can do to stand, just stand. Okay? Verse 8. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. You see that? And thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Listen, the devil The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Whether we do right or whether we do wrong, they're going to persecute us. They're going to hunt us down. They're going to chase us. They're going to try to do everything they can in the form of their wickedness and witchcraft to murder us and then say, our hands are innocent. Our hands are clean. You signed a piece of paper. Well, you know, hey, oh, well, forget the whole 10 months that was made producing, making this child. I'm going to take it from you in less than a week. The Most High says he's going to find them out. All right. Ye men and women of Israel, don't forget we have enemies and they do hate us. Just because it's quiet right now don't mean it's going to stay quiet. Joe Biden is not your friend, and he's not better than Trump. He's not better than Trump. Joe Biden showed you that he was a creep ball with extra cheese and tomato and lettuce and onion and pickle on the side. He showed you he was a creep ball when he was sniffing on them little girls and rubbing on other women and touching their shoulders and sitting behind men's wives between the legs. And you picked a good one. He showed you he was a creep ball when he put a transgender man. All right. And if I get booted off of Facebook again, then you know why. Okay. He showed you he was a creep ball when he put you know, such damn thing as a transgender. You a dude dressing like a woman. That's it. Let me get back in my pocket. Let me get back in my zone. So they're always going to be the ones that are going to come up against us. But the Most High said that he's going to find them out with his right hand. Remember, it was his same right hand that he used against the people of Egypt when the people of Egypt came against us. There are worse times that are coming. And the scriptures tell us that the Most High takes away the righteous for these worst times. The Most High also lets us know that we're going to see our children again. We're going to see, you know, name off any one of the Israelites that were recently murdered within last year. It's going to get worse. It's not over. they just taking time to organize they weapons of destruction and their medicinal witchcraft. Their pharmakia is a form of it. Man, I'm telling you, I'd rather have cannabis any day than to be involved in their pharmakia. I don't encourage nobody to smoke weed. That's not what I'm saying. All right. You can do so many different things. You can eat it, drink it. You can make it into a balm, a salve, an ointment, put it in your hair, whatever. All right. But I don't encourage the burning of it. So since I haven't been burning it, I'm like, yeah, well, and since I got cut on that one video, man, I got cut, boy. This East Indian, he was like, you see, this is Shivatri, and the people that smoke weed on Shivatri. I was like, oh my God. I couldn't get away from it either. It was me and Maharka. Maharka was like, thank you. So let's stick to the script. So, you know, the Most High has given us ways that we can take care of ourselves, heal ourselves. Woman of Israel, take care of yourself. All right. Don't be drinking. Don't be smoking. Don't be an idiot. Don't be destroying your own body, eating damn trash food, and then you don't have the proper medicine inside of your breast because you got poison inside you. So you want to take your child to the enemy so the enemy can put witchcraft inside your child? No, woman, heal yourself. See? Breast milk does everything. You can put breast milk in the eye. You having trouble seeing? Have your rib to drop some in the eye. Thank you, honey. You missed some. You know, breast milk does everything from a healthy woman to a healthy child. All right. So we don't have to go to Esau for his pharmakia. The Most High says that he's going to destroy them for their right hand, with his right hand. It was his right hand, which I proclaim was Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right. He went through and took all the breath out of the firstborn, man, woman, child, animal. He's the one who did that. Okay. And he's going to do it again. His judgment is coming to this place that destroys us. All right. Verse 9, thou shalt make them as fiery oven in the time of thine anger. Yahweh shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. If you want to learn more about the fire of the Most High that's coming, one place, just one, is that you can do is you can go to 2nd Ezra chapter 13, and it reads about when Yahweh Shai comes and the fire that's going to come out of Yahweh Shai that's going to burn up all of his enemies. It's not going to be a pretty day. Nobody's going to be brave. Nobody's going to have nice selfies on that day. All right. Everybody, and everybody's going to be terrified. And like our brother, like one of the brothers called me this morning, man. You know, a few brothers called me, man. But, you know, salute to my brother Yahweh from the Northern Kingdom. He called me this morning. He was like, you know, we got to accept the judgment of the Most High, man. So his judgment is coming, man. So if you want to read about his coming, read the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, which I'll read it to you another time. I want to keep this video, like I said, under an hour if I can. All right. I'm not even going to check the time frame right now. The Most High says what? Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth. So just like they've stolen and murdered our children, just like they've shot us down in the street. You mean you get a shot from a bullet, a shot from a needle. Either way it go, they want to shoot you. Either way it go, Israel, they want to give you a shot, whether it be from a bullet or from a needle. They want to give you a shot. Their fruit, the Most High says, their fruit thou shalt destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. All right. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device. Well, we want to, you know, with a lot going on, we want to, you know, it's probably a good idea to get immunized and vaccinated. All right. There's a lot going on right now, and you don't want your child to get sick. So we're just going to give about 4 shots. 4 shots of what? How about I give you 4 shots? Man, I'm about to turn into Brother Jacob on him. Verse 11, they intended evil against us. They always have, Israel. Don't trust your enemy. Never trust thine enemy is what Yahweh told us. All right. They're the same ones who hung us from a tree. I don't give a damn if it's Trump, Biden, Hillary. It don't matter who it is. Their intention is not good for us. They still won't. They listen. If it was, then they would openly tell you that you're the children of Israel and that you got to return to the law, statutes, commandments. But instead, they keep the ways of Balaam. Instead, they keep the ways of Balaam, and Balaam taught the other nations how to break us down. How do you break down these people? You can't kill them all at once, but you can break them down if you teach them to keep going against their God. I got a lot of reading to do. Verse 11, for they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. You know why they can't perform it? Because in the book of Numbers, chapter 22, it says that they can't kill us. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. This is true. But wait till we really get our power. They ain't even going to be able to speak against us. Numbers chapter 22, 23, it tells us no witchcraft is going to work against us. And it shall be said, what has the Most High done? We can't burn these people. We can't drown these people. We try to shoot them off. They overpopulate. We put them in prisons and jails. They still get stronger. They can't. They can't. But they can break us down little by little. See, it started in Egypt when they started putting us in the plantations in Egypt. They gave us jobs in Egypt. Job. They gave us a job in Egypt, and they broke us down. The book of Psalms, chapter 21, verse 12 and verse 13. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back. Let me read that again. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back. When thou hast made ready thine arrows, turn that back means run from us. They facing us now. They proud, they arrogant. When the Most High makes ready his arrows, we will be his arrows. We will be his weapons of mass destruction. When Yahushua comes, right now is not the time. Hold your peace, Israel. Remember, vengeance is of the Lord. Vengeance is of the Most High. Daughters of Israel, it's okay to be upset. Men of Israel, it's okay to be upset. The scripture says, surely oppression maketh the wise man angry. And don't think that I'm the one that's just always just speaking peace, because, yo, when the time comes, then the time will be just. It will be in order. But right now is not the time. Right now we have to be at peace, because Yahushua tells us to suffer thou patiently. All right. Baruch chapter 4, we're told to suffer patiently. Okay. That's why the not effing around is not here no more, because they tried to take things into their own hands. You can't go against the damn devil with his own weapons. It's going to take a God to destroy these people. Excuse me, the Most High power, the only real creator God. It's going to take Yahweh to destroy these wicked ones. verse 20, chapter 21, verse 12. Therefore, thou shalt make them to turn their back. All right. When thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy string against the face of them, be thou exalted, Yahweh, in on thine own strength. So will we sing and praise thy power. Bahasham, Hamashayach, Yahweh Shai, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. All right, I'm going to stop the screen share. That was really hard for me to get through. I'm going to keep it 1200 with everybody. That was really hard for me to get through. I'm usually, as somebody called me once, it's like, you very jovial. Yeah. Yeah, Khan, Carlito, Liberator. Yeah, I need the bar Lashwan Kodash. All right. Khan. All praise the Most High. All right. So, the water for asking. I speak more Paleo, ancient Hebrew than modern Ibadiath. All right. So, modern Ibadiath, I really don't have too much of a passion for it. It's just that I have to learn it. All right. Lashwan Kodash, Paleo Hebrew, I do have more of a passion for it because it just flows better with me. All right. As you know, I found out that the modern Hebrew came a little bit later once we had to disguise our own language. But I'd love to go into it more. I'm going to stop this video. I appreciate everybody for building with us. And I'll get back being more consistent on reading these Psalms. Again, one West salute to the Order of Melchizedek, who helped us to get our StreamYard back up. We're currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, 2 channels on Facebook and 1 channel on YouTube. Subscribe to the Isaiah Yasha'Allah YouTube if you're not subscribed. All right, go and check out the content, the things that's on there. It's all about mashpachah. You don't see no foolery. I be in the kitchen cooking and teaching. You feel me? I be teaching the Yaladium. You know, speaking to the drunk brother that's on top of a brick wall named Paul. That was a real thing. That is not a verse. All right, we do music. We do what the Most High tells us to. Once I come back, I will be speaking on the specific subject that's at hand. So if anybody would like to grow and be a part of that, please do. I encourage you to subscribe, share these videos. All right, help us to get this ministry out. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to yield the floor. The water for everybody again. My favorite scripture is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20 says, to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not on this wise, it is because there is no light in them. All right. It's the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. All right. Some use the pronunciation Yehoshua. Some say Yeshua. Some say Yeshaya. All right. At one point in time, we used the J letter, which now we know that that's just completely not in Hebrew. So I would be just super dumb to just keep saying something that's no, I know it's not true. All right. So if I don't seem as jovial as I usually am, it's because right now I'm not. All right. All right. So I am in mourning. I will be taking this time to dedicate myself to the Most High and to teach as much as I can. So when we come back, Baba Kushah build with us. If my eyes are watery, then it's okay. You know, just rock with me. All right. And the waterfall, the comments. All right. Hallelujah. Happy to see it's working. The waterfall, the comments. I'll go back and I'll speak to you individually. I'm a public servant of the government of Israel. Mashra'ah Yasha'Allah is called the government of Israel. We know that the government will rest on Christ's shoulders. But first, we got to gather ourselves together as a nation, not as a specific camp, school, congregation, or body, but as a whole nation. And remember, when we read the book of Acts, even those that disagreed with each other still came to Jerusalem to conversate. Should they be circumcised? Should they not be circumcised? The Pharisees said this. Paul and Peter said that. But we all still came together, okay? All right, so with that being said, Anyab Lakam, one West salute to you. Shalom Lakam.